Her words hit like a slap. Sharp, cruel, deliberate. "You couldn't handle the truth," she sneered, her lips curling in that familiar way that used to make me love her confidence but now only made me see arrogance. The kind of arrogance that grows when someone stops fearing consequences. I remember the air in that moment. Thick, electric, impossible to breathe. My hands were trembling, not from fear, but from something colder. I wanted to know what she meant, what truth she thought I couldn't handle. But deep down I already knew. It had been building for months. The late nights, the secretive texts, the laughter she tried to hide when she thought I was asleep. I had pretended not to see it, because admitting it meant losing her. And I wasn't ready for that. But denial only lasts until the evidence stares you in the face. It started with a sound. Her phone buzzing on the kitchen counter while she showered. I shouldn't have looked. I told myself that over and over. But curiosity isn't innocent when your heart's already suspicious. I saw a name, Nathan. And beneath it, a message that drained every ounce of warmth from me. Last night was worth the risk. Worth the risk. I didn't scroll further. I didn't need to. The meaning was clear. My wife, Anna, had crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed. When she came downstairs, humming softly, hair damp, wearing the robe I'd given her for our anniversary, I felt something inside me snap. She kissed my cheek like nothing had changed. Maybe for her it hadn't. I tried to keep my voice steady. "Who's Nathan?" She froze mid-step, then laughed. Too loud, too casual. "You're really going to start with that?" "He's a coworker." "Right," I said quietly. "And last night was worth the risk?" Her expression changed instantly. Then anger. "You went through my phone," she demanded. "God, you really are pathetic." I wanted her to deny it. Cry. To say it was nothing, that I'd misunderstood. But she didn't. She stood there, chin raised, as if she was daring me to do something about it. "You don't even know what you're accusing me of," she snapped. "I don't," said my voice breaking. "Then tell me." For a long moment she said nothing. Then she smiled, a cold, devastating smile. "You wouldn't understand. You couldn't handle the truth." That was it. The moment I knew our marriage was over. I walked out before I could do something I'd regret. My mind was a storm. Rage, heartbreak, humiliation, all tangled together. I sat in my car for hours, watching the rain blur the streetlights, trying to convince myself this wasn't real. But when I finally went back inside, she was gone. No note, no message, just silence. Over the next few days I pieced together the rest. Mutual friends talked. One of them slipped up, mentioning that Anna had been traveling for work a little too often. I checked our credit card statements. Hotel charges in towns she'd never mentioned. She hadn't even been careful. That stung most of all. Not the cheating, but the ease of her deceit. And yet, part of me still wanted her back. That's the cruel thing about love. It makes you crave the very person who's breaking you. When she finally returned home a week later, she acted like nothing had happened. "I needed space," she said, tossing her bag onto the couch. "You've been suffocating me lately." I stared at her, disbelieving. "I've been suffocating you." She shrugged, eyes defiant. "You turned into someone I don't even recognize. Always suspicious. Always quiet. You think that's attractive." Could barely speak. "You cheated, Anna." She rolled her eyes. "You call it cheating. Call it reality. People grow apart. Then why didn't you just leave?" Yes. She hesitated for the first time. "Because part of me still wanted to believe we could fix it," she said softly. But then she looked away. "And part of me didn't want to lose the life we built. The comfort." Comfort. That word hit harder than any confession. I realized she wasn't sorry. Not for what she'd done, only for being caught. That night I made a decision. I didn't want revenge at first, just closure. But closure isn't peaceful when your dignity's been shredded. Needs an audience. The following Saturday we had a small gathering planned. Friends, family, her colleagues. Anna loved playing the perfect hostess. She spent the morning decorating, humming, wearing that same smile that had fooled everyone for years. Played along, calm, almost cheerful. Inside I was coiled steel. When everyone arrived, the laughter flowed easily. Anna thrived in crowds, basking in the admiration she no longer deserved. She even made a toast, about love, commitment, and growing stronger together. I couldn't take it anymore. My pulse roared in my ears. I stood up, holding my glass, forcing a smile. "I'd like to say something," I said. The room went quiet. Anna's expression flickered with confusion. I looked at her, really looked, and felt the weight of every lie between us. "Anna said something to me recently," I began. "She said I couldn't handle the truth." I glanced at her then, and for the first time I saw fear in her eyes. So tonight, I figured we'd all hear it together. I pulled out my phone, opened the voice recordings I'd made from her recent calls, and hit play. Her voice filled the room, unmistakable, laughing softly as she said, "You make me feel alive again, Nathan. I can't stop thinking about you." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Someone dropped a glass. Anna went pale, her hand trembling as she reached for me. "Mark, stop, please." But I didn't. I let the recording play until every lie she'd told was hanging in the air, raw and undeniable. When it ended, the silence was deafening. She stood frozen, tears welling up, trying to form words that wouldn't come. Her carefully built image had shattered in front of everyone who mattered to her. Finally, I said quietly, "You were right, Anna. I couldn't handle the truth. But it seems you couldn't live with it either." Then I walked out. I didn't need to see their faces or hear the whispers. I'd already buried everything worth saving. Outside, the night air was cold and sharp. For the first time in months I could breathe. Later she called again and again, but I didn't answer. There was nothing left to say. It's strange how betrayal changes the way you remember things. The laughter, the vacations, the small gestures. All of it becomes tainted, like old film burned by too much light. I used to think love was about trust. Now I know it's about truth. And sometimes the truth hurts more than the betrayal itself. She told me I couldn't handle it. Maybe she was right. But at least now she knows I heard it. And so did everyone else.